Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today we have to start lesson number 14. I am your teacher, Mr. Khalil Ahmad, Assistant Professor of Education. You are student of class MA Education, Leadership and Management. Subject is Educational Measurement and Evaluation. The course code of this subject is EDUC 3158. And the topic that we are going to discuss today is simple form objective type test. In simple form objective type test, there are short answer, matching type, and true false. So these simple form of objective type test we have to discuss here today, and this is our lesson number 14. Let us start from instruction objectives of this lesson. My dear students, after completion of this lecture, inshallah you will be able to know about simple form objective type test. What are simple form objective type test and what are the further types that are included in simple form objective type test? Inshallah you will be able to know after the completion of this lesson. My dear students, you will be able to understand about short answer objective type test. Short answer objective type test are included in simple form, and you will be able to understand about short answer objective type test. Dear students, you will be able to comprehend about matching form of objective type test, and in the same way you will be able to recognize true false of objective type test. So these are our instruction objectives of this lesson, and after the completion of this lesson, inshallah you will be able to know all these things very well, inshallah. Let us start from simple form objective type test. In simple form, short answer, matching type, true false will be included. What is simple form objective type test? Simple form are not much more complicated objective type test items. These are not much more complicated objective type test items, as it is clear from simple form objective type test. In these types of test items, the students have simply to provide answer of the question according to instruction. Dear students, as these are simple form objective type test, so in these types of test, in simple form objective type test items, the students have simply to provide answer of the question according to instruction. There are instructions. Students read out instruction and simply they provide answer of the questions. So this is the simple form of objective type test items. My dear students, in simple form test items, simple outcomes mostly are tested. What types of outcomes? Simple outcomes. As these are simple form objective type test items, so in simple form test items, simple outcomes mostly are tested, are checked, are evaluated by the examiner, and these outcomes are tested of the examinees. Simple outcomes. These may be related to knowledge, to recall information. Knowledge means recall information. So it is the simplest form of thinking skills. So knowledge type information we can judge, we can evaluate through simple form of objective type test items. Related knowledge, we can evaluate, we can test things related to the knowledge. In simple form objective type test, terminologies can be tested. Here terminology mean the language, some skills, vocabulary things, and things related to the grammar and expressions of words. So these types of things we can test in terminologies, and these things can be tested through simple form of objective type test. My dear students, in the same way, in simple form objective type test, we can test specific facts, exact informations, precise data, and specific facts. There are different facts, and only specific facts we can test through simple form objective type test. So in simple form objective type test, we can test, evaluate principles, ethics regarding some things, rules regarding some things, values regarding some things, or codes regarding something. So these types of things we can test through simple form objective type test. In the same way, method or procedures, we can test techniques, processes, different ways of doing something, manners, procedures. So these things we can test through simple form objective type test. Somewhat more complex outcomes can be tested through simple form test. Although in simple form we simple type knowledge, specific facts, principles, and methods test, and somewhat more complex knowledge and outcomes we can test that may be related to interpret diagrams, construction of diagrams. They may be somewhat more complex outcomes, charts, graphs. We can say to the students to labeling the diagrams, charts, and to construct charts and graphs. So these things can be tested through simple form objective type test. My dear students, we are discussing simple form objective type test. In simple form objective type test items, mostly following types of items are included. So there are three important types that we can include in a simple form objective type test. As there are so many types and items are included in objective type test, but in simple form objective type test, there are some important types that are included. I have written here. You can see first one is short answer. Short answer type tests are included in simple form objective type test. In short answer, we will inshallah discuss in detail and further slides. Short answer, the students have to apply answer shortly. So the further type that is included in simple form objective type test, that is a matching type test. Inshallah, we will discuss in detail about matching type test. In matching type test, the students have to match the answer, match the columns. So the next type of simple form objective type test is true false. So these three types are included in simple form objective type test? Short answer, matching type, and true false. My dear students, let us discuss all these types one by one. First of all, short answer. What is short answer? And you know, this is the type of a simple form objective type test. In short answer type test items, the students have to supply answer of the question very shortly. Shabash, I have colored this sentence and you have to underline this sentence. This is very important. In short answer type items, the students have to supply answer of the question very shortly. They have no need to write down the answer of the question in detail. Only in short paragraphs or in short terms. So they have to supply answer of the questions very shortly. Due to this, we say short answer type items. So students have to supply answer in very shortly. The answer of this type of question may be in single word. Sometimes it may be in single word. A phrase, sometimes in the form of a phrase, the students can supply answer of the question. Sometimes more than one sentences or in a short paragraph. So answer of short answer question may be in the form of a single word, 2 or 3 words, a phrase may be or more than one sentences may be included in short answer questions or in a short paragraph, or the answer of short answer question may be in the form of a short paragraph. So in this form, the students can supply answer of the question and that will be a short answer question. My dear students, we are discussing about the short answer question that is a form of a simple form objective type test. So statement of the short question should be so worded the answer will be brief and specific. As this is a short answer, this is a simple form. So statement of short answer and short question should be so worded the answer will be brief and specific. So we have to write down question in such a way that the students can be able to provide answer very briefly and in a specific way. Because according to question, the students have to supply answer. If our question is appropriate and statement of the question, short question should be worded in the answer will be brief and specific. So we have to prepare short answer, the question of short answer in such a way that students can easily supply and write down their answer in a brief way and a specific way and in a short way. For example, in which year Pakistan came into existence? So easily they can write down the year of the Pakistan when came into existence. My dear students, expression question as that answer will be short brief. So we have to express question in such a way that answer will be short and answer will be brief. Word in the form of word, in the form of a phrase, in the form of a number, in the form of symbol. So the answer of the question students have to supply. They may be in the form of a word answer, in the form of a phrase, in the form of numbers, in the form of symbols. So according to question, they will answer, but we have to express question in such a way answer will be short and brief. If answer is short and brief, then this is the short answer question. Word question so that only one answer is correct. We have to word question so that only one answer is correct. we have to write down the question in such a way that the only one answer is correct. There should be 2 or 3 or 4 answer correct, but in short answer we have to try to write down question in such a format that only and only one answer is correct at the right level of comprehensive view. We are discussing short answer, and this is the form of a simple form of objective type test. Do not take wording directly from textbook. When you have to write down question of short answer questions, then you no need to take wording directly from textbook. Usually, two general vague or provide simple association for students. It may be a general vague and it provides simple association for students, so there is no need to take wording directly from textbook for short answer questions. It is important. You have to make question on conceptual base, but do not need to take wording directly from textbook. In the same way, my dear students, in short answer, use direct question rather than incomplete sentence. You have to use direct questions. When you will use direct questions rather than incomplete sentences, more natural, less ambiguous. Use direct questions rather than incomplete sentence. My dear students, you have to use direct questions rather than incomplete sentences. There is no need to put incomplete sentences, but you have to put direct questions. This will be a very good when you will use a direct question, and you have no need to put incomplete sentences. This is important for short answer questions. In short answer questions, if answer is numerical units, say which ones and what level of precision required. So if you have to put answer in numerical, if required answer in numerical units, so you have to keep in mind once and what level of precision required, how much time will be required, and how much answer will be. So you have to keep in mind, and then you have to prepare and create and construct short answer questions. It is very important. Sometimes we put numerical units. We can prepare a short answer from the numerical units in mathematics or in statistics. So we have to keep in mind what type of answer will be required and what precise will be answer of this question. So now we are discussing the second form, the second type of a simple form objective type test items, and that is a matching questions. Dear students, you are with me and we are discussing the simple form of objective type test. Before this we have discussed about the short answer, and now we are discussing about the matching questions, matching type question. Matching questions give students opportunity for predicting matching right answer. In matching type question, students get opportunity for predicting answer of the question. They have an opportunity to match the answer of the question, and they have opportunity by predicting and matching to write the answer of the question. So matching type questions are very interesting questions. Matching items occur in two columns, my dear students. How we can write down matching type items? Matching items occur in two columns along with the directions. How many columns? Two columns. Matching items occur in two columns, and they are along with the directions, and there are directions on the basis of which the two columns are to be matched. There are two columns and there is a directions. On the behalf of direction, the students have to match these two columns. This is important statement for matching type items. There are two columns and there are directions. The students have to read out carefully directions, and on the basis of directions, according to directions, they have to match two columns. My dear students, the first column for which matching are made called premises. My dear students, these are important things, as matching questions comprises two columns. The first column for which matching are made called premises. The things, the items that are written in first column, these may be a premises. My dear students, thank you. And the second column for which the selections are made are called responses. First columns for which matchings are made called premises, and the second columns for which the selections are made are called responses. So there are two columns. Third one, on the basis of which the matching will be made or described in directions. So there are three things important in matching questions. There is a first column and the items that are included in first column that called premises, and the second column in which the selection are made are called responses. The items that are written in second columns, they are responses. And there are directions. Direction is very important, and on the behalf of directions, matching will be made. So directions, responses and premises, these are the main important things for matching questions. Dear students, there are some guidelines for writing matching type items. Use only homogeneous items. My dear students, here when we have to write down matching type items, use homogeneous items, the items that are same, the items that are similar, the things that are identical, and things that are in a uniform. So these types of things we can use in matching type items, because similar and same things, the identical and uniform things are suitable to write down in matching type items. In the same way, remember that item must be more homogeneous at higher level of development. So these homogeneous things should be at a higher level of development. So at a higher level of development, the similar things, the identical things, the uniform things can be used. My dear students, there are some guidelines for writing matching type items. Use unequal number of responses and premises. This is very important. My dear students, please you have to use unequal number and responses and premises. The responses and premises not in the same numbers. This is very important thing. These should be unequal. I have colored, I have underlined these important words. You have to keep in mind when you have to write down matching type items, you have to use unequal number of responses and premises. Reduces guesses, because if there will be unequal responses or unequal premises, it will be reduced guessing. If there are in equal number responses or premises, then for example there are 5 responses and 5 premises, then they will match first 4 responses and premises with responses, and the last one there will be no need to match, because there is no other response they have to think. So in this way you have to put unequal number of responses and premises so that they can be able to think to match each and every premises with the response at every time. Say that responses can be used from 0 to several times. So responses may be 0 to different digit numbers. So keep a list of items to be match, brief, 4 to 7 usually, and never more than 10. Then you have to write down matching type items. You can use 4 items, 4 premises, and 5 responses, 7 premises, 8 or 9 responses. So usually never there should be a more than 10. This is the appropriate number. You can start from 4 to 7, 8, 9, 10. So these are the suitable numbers of premises and responses that you have to put in matching type items and in the columns of matching type items. My dear students, we are discussing the guidelines for writing matching type items. Put list of short responses on the right. Easier for student to test alternatives. When you have to put list of short responses on the right. Put a list of shorter responses. Responses should be shorter and it should be on the right. If there are 2 columns, so in first column you can put premises, and in second column, in right side column, you can put responses. Easier for students to test alternatives. It will be easier to students to match the words of the first column with the words of the second column, and second column words may be responses. Arrange responses in logical order. My dear students, these are very important things that we are discussing here. Arrange responses in logical order. Alphabetic data. So logical order, you have to put in rational order, in reasonable order. Responses should be arranged in logical order so that the students think and then they match the premises with the responses. So responses should be in logical order. It may be an alphabetical order, it may be an date wise order. So if there are date, that should be a alphabetical, and if there are alphabetic. So easier to test, it will be easier to test students' knowledge and fewer clues hints, and there will be a very fewer clues and hints if you do this. If you put arrange response in a logical order, it will be you can easy to test, and there will be fewer clues or hints. My dear students, directions should not be long and complicated. When you have to write down matching type answers, matching type items, in matching type items you have to write down columns, premises and responses, and directions are very important, and directions should be not so long and complicated. If you write down complicated directions, on the behalf of directions, students have to match the columns. If directions should be complicated, direction should be difficult, and they can't be able to understand the direction, how they will be able to match the columns. So my dear students, when we have to write down my matching type items, the directions of matching type item should be very clear. That should be not complicated. Put all items on same page. This is important. There is no need to put some items in a page and other items in the next page. So put all items on the same page. No flipping, no missing. There should be no missing. They should be able to read easily, and that should be on a same page. This is important. So we have to put and matching type items. Then we have to write down in the same page, in a single page. This is also important. My dear students, these are some guidelines for matching type items. Now, the third type of simple form objective type test is true false questions. My dear students, what are true false questions? The true false items, also known as alternative response items. Sometimes we also say true false item to alternative response items, because here two options are given. They have to take first option or second option. Due to this reason, we also say these types of questions as alternative response items. Sometimes true false questions, and sometimes as they are also known as alternative response items. This type of item consists of a declaratory statement and has only two options. So declare the statement when the students have to put right or wrong, yes or no, then statement may be clear. So it consists of declaratory statement and has only two options. So from two options, the students have to take one option. It may be a true option, it may be a false option, it may be a right option, it may be a wrong option. So students have to take one option from the two options. In this way, the statement will be complete. In true false questions, my dear students are asked to mark true or false, right or wrong, correct or incorrect, yes or no, agree or disagree, etc. So my dear students, in true false questions, we can say to the students, mark true or false. There is a statement, and at the end of the statement, against each statement, there may be a true or false. The students have to take true or false. They have first read out the statement, and according to their knowledge, they have to take true or false. They have to read out the statement, and according to their knowledge, they have to put right or wrong. In the same way, they have to put correct, take correct or incorrect. And if they feel statement is yes, they can take yes. And if they feel the statement is incorrect, they can take no. So agree, if they are agree, they take agree. If they are disagree with the statement, they can take disagree. So in this form, they can mark. So these types of questions are called true false questions. Your chances are always 50-50 with this type of items. Your chances are 50-50 as there are two options. Your chances are 50-50. It may be a right, it may be a wrong. So 50-50 chances are in true false. These test items measure the ability of the students to identify and contest correct or wrong statements. So these type of test items measure the ability of the students to identify and contest correct or wrong statements. So through this true false questions, we want to measure the ability of the students whether they identify the statement is right or wrong, whether they are able to clarify, read out the statement, and they know this statement is right or wrong. If are able to know that fact is right or wrong, if they are able to know the definitions written in the statement is right or wrong. If they feel right, then they will take yes. If they feel wrong, then they will take wrong. There are different terms in the form of statements. Through true false question, we want to know ability of the students to identify whether the know term is right or wrong, true or false. There are different principles. So different principles, different terms, different definition, different facts. We want to identify whether students know all these things or not and know about right or wrong. So these types of ability we can check in true false questions. My dear students, in true false questions, through true false questions can be measured simple knowledge. We can measure simple knowledge. So there is no complicated knowledge can be measured through true false. So a very simple knowledge. and I think in basic classes these types of questions are very much important and can be used, because through these types of items we can measure simple knowledge. It can measure understanding on a limited level. So if we want understanding on a limited level, on a lower level, then we can use true false questions to measure understanding of the students about a statement, understanding of the students about a concept, understanding of the students about any fact. We can use these types of true false items to measure understanding on a limited level. It can assess fact opinion. We can also assess fact opinion. What is the fact? What is the opinion of the students about the fact? We can assess through true false questions, fact opinions. In the same way, cause effect can be tested effectively through these items. Through these items, my dear students, we can test cause effect. We can test effectively through these items. What are the cause? What are the effects? And what are the causes and what will be the effects? If this is a cause, this will be effect. So these things we can test effectively through true false questions. Simple aspect of logic also be measured. And if there are simple, rational and reasonable things that can be measured through true false items, and these are the simple form of objective type test items. My dear students, there are some guidelines. Recognize that aim is to avoid ambiguity and clues. When we have to write down true false items, it should be aim to avoid ambiguity and clues. We should be no provide clues, and there should be no ambiguity in the statement when we have to write down statement for the true false items. Avoid broad general statement. We have no need to write down long and broad statements. There should be no lengthy statements for true false items. Avoid broad general statements for true false items. We have to avoid. There are some guidelines we have to follow when we have to write down true false items. Wide statement are false and qualifiers give clues. If we write down wide statements, if we write down lengthy statement, it may be a false. It may provide a clues to the testee, to the examiner. So we have to keep in mind we do not need to write down wide statements. In the same way, avoid unimportant and small statements. There is no need to put unimportant statements for true false items and small statements. Very small statements are not suitable for true false items. My dear students, we are discussing some guidelines for true false items. Avoid negative statements, especially double negatives. So negative statements and double negative statements we have no need to put for true false items. Double negative statement we should avoid. It provides ambiguity for the students, and these are not suitable to write down for true false items. Avoid long complex sentences. There should be no long and complex sentences. If we write down complex sentences, this will be not suitable for true false items. And in the same way, avoid two ideas in one statement. And we have no need to put two ideas in one statement. So one statement show only one idea and avoid two ideas in one statement. My dear students, these were some guidelines for true false items. At the end, there is activity, and I hope you have understand my lesson very well, and you have also understand about the short answer, about the matching type, about the true false. So there is an activity. Dear students, listen the lesson carefully and complete activity. Activity is this: construct any three short answer questions. you have to write down, you have to construct any 3 short answer questions. This is your activity. After this, you have to prepare 2 matching type items. As we have discussed matching type items in this lesson in detail, so after listening this lesson, you have to prepare 2 matching type items. And in the same way, in this activity, you have to write down any 5 true-false items. 5 true-false items you have to write down on your notebook. And this is activity, and you have almost 20 minutes to complete this activity. Shabash, thank you. You are a good student. You have listened my lesson with interesting way. Inshallah, you will succeed. Thanks. By Khalil Ahmad, Assistant Professor of Education, University of Education. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.